Okay, so grab your pencil. We're going to look at Mozart K545 second movement. Now, one of the big things I want you to mark in is a crescendo and decrescendo. Almost every two-bar phrase will have a crescendo and decrescendo. This piece is only at a walking pace, andante. So we don't want to go, when we play something slow, we need to make sure that we're really expressive. Otherwise, the music just becomes dead and lifeless. And if you're thinking about doing this for an exam, there's a whole criteria which is just on your phrasing. So this piece, it gives us a really good opportunity to show off that phrasing. So if we start with the right hand, we're going to aim our phrase towards the D. So this is bars 1 and 2. So we start soft. And it says piano as in soft. However, we have a bit of flexibility within that to give this lovely getting louder and getting louder. And here's our climax, and then we come away. So that last G will be the softest. If I hear that, or an examiner hears that, they go, oh, this person's not phrasing. So make sure that our last note is the softest note. So put a crescendo in bar 1, a decrescendo in bar 2. Now do the same for bar 3 and 4. Crescendo. Here's our climax, and then come away. Now for this one, the highest note is at the end. So we will still crescendo towards the D, but we won't drop off after it. Getting louder, here's our climax, but keep the intensity, rest, and then getting softer as we come down. Getting softer. Whoops, that one didn't sound on my piano, but I should have done the same fingering as the book so that you can see it. And this is a slur. I often hear it played separate, but at this moment it's marked as a slur. And now we have a variation on that same idea. And same thing, we'll do a crescendo and then decrescendo. Here's our climax, then we come down, but then we've got a scale. And it's staccato, but it's quiet with the crescendo, so our overall dynamic is still quiet. So we want to make sure that they're light staccatos. So use our scratching technique we've used before. So I'll start from the bar 9. And you can hear how nice and light that was. Now we switch into slurred. 5, 3, 4, 3. So we're moving our hand so that our hand can do the A. Then getting softer. So if it's not marked in your music, put a decrescendo in bar 12. So that's the softest note of the phrase. Then we have same thing. As we go up our chromatic at the end of bar 13, we will start crescendoing then. And here's our climax. And then we're going to, as we start coming down, we're going to gradually get softer. And lean into that note, and then quiet on that note. So that's written in appoggiatura, dissonance, resolution. The fingering here, there's a couple of options. The option I like is 5, stretch to 3, close. So I'm talking about the end of bar 14 here. 5, 3, close the hand. 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then 2 comes over. Then we swap to 3 so that we're putting our 2 on the black key. We always prefer not to use thumb on the black key if we can. And notice how that F sharp's holding, create that beautiful dissonance over the written in turn. And there's our written in appoggiatura, lean on it, and then relax out of it. Okay, so that's section A in its 2 parts. Now let's look at the left hand for section A. So back to bar 1, we've got a G Alberti bass the whole way through this piece, G major first. Then we have this chord, which is actually part of the D7. So D7 and then G. C, C, and then what have we got here? G. That's a diminished chord. The diminished chord is made up of all minor thirds. So above the G, a minor third is B flat. Above the B flat, a minor third is D flat. And then to the G chord. So write in all these chords, even if you go, well, I can read those notes really well, that's great, but every time you write them in, you're helping your music theory as well. So now we've got in bar 5, 3 D7s. The F sharp is missing from the left hand, but you'll see it's here in the right hand. There it is. And then bar 6, G major, E minor, G major, first inversion. So You could write that as G and then put a 6 over a 3 if you wanted to, if you really want to use figured bass notation, but it's G major first inversion, or you can just write G major. Now I've got C major chord. Now we've got to look at the voice leading here, or what holds. So we play the first 2 notes, hold the pinky. Then we're going to swap the top note for G, and now we're going to hold the G and swap the bottom note for E. So we'll always have 2 notes holding. And then we've got our dissonance. Our fourth was not always a perfect fourth. In early music, it was regarded as a dissonance. It needed to be resolved to the third. Okay, then we have a rest. Now we're up to bar 9, so 2 G chords. We have our D7 again. Then we have 3 G chords. C chord, our diminished again, 3 G chords. 3 D7 chords. Now bar 14, we've got G chord, E minor, G major first inversion, G chord first inversion. Now we have A minor, first inversion. We have G major, second inversion. We have D7. Again, the F sharp is missing from our D7 chord. It's going to be in the right hand. And here's our fourth, which is our dissonance, resolving to the third. Okay, so that's section A. Maybe I'll play the whole of section A through hands together. Okay, so that's section A. Now let's look at section B. So we'll start with the right hand. And again, it starts piano, but we're going to do a crescendo in bar 17 and a decrescendo in bar 18 with our climax being the C sharp. Climax, come out. And watch where the thumb goes in this section, where thumb is used very cleverly to move the hand around or to avoid putting thumbs on black keys because it's obviously the shortest finger. And then 3 on E, thumb 4. And there's your climax here. Come away. So put a crescendo in bar 19 and a decrescendo in bar 20. Then we have 2 on F sharp. Now, the more sharps we add in music, the more dramatic it gets in this era. So as you started at G major, you'll notice Mozart's getting quite dramatic here. And so the way we play it should resemble that. 3, 2, 3. And here's our dissonance that's going to resolve to there. And then we have a little bit of a lead in that's going to take us back to section A, the second half of section A. You might recognize that this is rondo form and it keeps coming back to section A. Okay, so I was just going to say about, so if we go back to bar 21, second finger over, but keep the thumb under the hand to play the E so that you can put 5 on A. And then this bit reminds me of yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. There it is. 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. But be careful to make sure you use 2 and 5 on the fourth, which is our dissonance. That's going to be resolved. Okay, now so section B. So maybe you put, if you haven't already, put a big capital B over bar 17. So you know this is where section B starts. Now we start with this D major chord, and then this is going to be A major 7. I know it's A major, not A minor, because the right hand has a C sharp. And here's our A major 7 again, but this time with the C sharp, and then D. And now we're just going to move through A major, D major. So within one chord, we've got both happening. Oh, that looks like F sharp minor. No, still. G chord, D major. So we're in bar 21, starting with D major. This one is A major 7, just missing the A. D major again, but first inversion. Now bar 22, we've got that chord, that's E minor. So that could be a B major 7. That way makes sense. It's B major 7 because it's going into E minor. So it's what we call secondary dominant. It's the dominant of E minor. So we play it there. It's a B major 7 going to E minor. And then bar 23, we've got D major, second inversion twice. We've got A major again, missing the C sharp, which is going to the right hand. And here's our fourth, which is our dissonance. Resolving onto our consonants. And remember, the resolution is softer than the dissonance. Okay, let me play section B through. And then we're going to play A2 again, and so on. Okay, so let's skip to bar 33. Now, again, you might notice that there's a whole lot of flats added. So we're getting more and more what's called remote. It looks like we're tonicizing G minor for a little while. So this is quite dramatic. Mozart doesn't seem to increase the dynamic level very much, but you're going to feel that emotion and put that drama into the music. So here we go, 3 on B flat. And crescendo through bar 33, here's our climax, and then decrescendo out of it, bar 34, bar 35, same thing, crescendo, and climax, come out. And now it's like a ray of sunshine. We're now hearing an F major sound after all that gloomy minor. 1, 2, 1, there's our little Mazda 1, 2, 1 coming in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3, stretch the thumb, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, swap to 2. So our fourth can be with 1 and 4. Hold that A. There's our dissonance. And there's our resolution. And we got the scale. Now, as we got the scale in thirds, just watch the fingering. 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, thumb, 3, 2, 4, swap to thumb, and finish on the next note. The first note of the next section. Watch, it's worth circling or highlighting where that thumb comes in that bar. Okay, so now let's go back to bar 33 and we'll look at the left hand for this first part of section C. So we've got the G minor chord, or GM if you're going to use a shorthand, twice. Then we have D7 again. We know it's D major 7 because it's got the F sharp in the right hand. G minor. D chord again, just rearranged, and then G minor, E flat major, then F major, B flat major, G minor, B flat major. So we are at the bar 38, we finish with the B flat major. Now in bar 39 we've got C minor, B flat major, F major 7, and there's our dissonance, finishing in B flat major. So that section started in G minor, finished in B flat major. Okay, now play that first half of C hands together. Whoops, I forgot to start with 3. Here's our climax, then come away. Okay, it's an awkward place for a page turn. So up to bar 42. Now, obviously we had the 4 swapping to the 1. We need to do it as a nice smooth swap. Number 1, we don't want the audience to hear it. Number 2, we're going to need to have thumb there so we can put 3 on this black key for the A flat. And here's our climax again. and then come away. So crescendo through bar 41. There's your climax. Now decrescendo. So decrescendo after the first note of the bar. Now we are MF. And you'll see, like I said before, the more sharps, the more dramatic. Now Mozart's gone, hey, this is my most dramatic, most chromatic section of the piece. There it is, and then come away from it. And now crescendo through this. Now let's just look at the fingering for this. We want it to sound as even as possible, even though it's stepping up by large intervals. Again, same as lots of sharps is more dramatic, large intervals is more dramatic. So 1, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5. I feel like it feels like a bit of a crab walk. Now thumb or 3 doesn't really matter. If you stretch the 3, you have to remember to close, not leave the pinky stretched out. 3, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, 1. So it's quite squashy here. 2 to 5, 2, 3, thumb, swap to 2, thumb. Use the thumb again here because you want the 3 on that note. Now we're 2 here, but we're going to swap to 4 and 2 for the dissonance. And here's the resolution. Thumb, 2, 3, 2, thumb, 2, 3. So, and then swap to 2. So it might be worth, again, highlighting where those 2 thumbs come. There's a couple of the 2s in bar 45 you might want to highlight. And the 2, 5 in bar 46 is worth highlighting just to make sure that you don't do some creative fingering there. Okay, bar 41. So what have we got here? We've got an F minor chord. Think F minor is quite far away from our original starting place of G major. Then here's G major. 2 chords in one, looks like a D minor maybe. And then back to G major, then C minor. So that's a B diminished chord, but it could easily be a G7 because of the G in the right hand. So it's up to you whether you want to write G7 because it's got the G in the right hand, or B diminished because the half of the G7 chord is a diminished chord, and then C minor. Functionally, it's a G7 going to C minor because it's dominant, a temporary dominant going to a temporary tonic. Now we've got this chord. What's this? That's a diminished 7th. So C sharp diminished. Now, if a diminished, the symbol for diminished is actually a circle. If you want to use the circle, C circle 7. And here we've got G minor. And here we've got E flat major. Up to bar 44, G minor second inversion, then D major. I've got this chord with an E flat. The E flat is in the right hand, so it's another diminished. So C diminished 7, C circle 7, 3 times. G minor first inversion 3 times. We're up to bar 47 with a B flat. What chord is that? It still looks like the diminished 7th, but it's missing the F sharp. So maybe it's A diminished first inversion, G minor, and then D7 going into G minor. And that's the end of the left hand for that section, C2, the second half of section C. So I'll play that hands together. Ooh, and I missed that spar. I might go again from bar 45 so you can hear without the bar miss. You probably noticed that as the video's gone this long, even my focus is slipping. Okay, so now we'll skip to bar 69 because what we have next appears to just be section A2 again. So bar 69, I think. Ah, no, it changes in bar 65. So let's go back to bar 65. We've just done this. That's bar 64. And again, it's a scale in thirds. So circle where all the thumbs go. And now our coda. So F major. There's our climax. And come out of it. And there's our scale in thirds. Uses the scale in thirds often to link sections, doesn't he? Okay, so I'll keep going. So 69, 3, oh, 3 on F sharp, then 5 on G, and here's our climax, that G there. Squashy 5, climax, then 4 on A to a little ridden in turn, and then we just repeat our G major chord with our D7 just to finish it off. 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 1, 4, 2, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, and then the last note. Okay, so I'll go back to bar 65 for the left-hand chords to write them in. So we've got F major twice. That was in first inversion, G major first inversion, and then we've got 3 C major chords. Then 5, 2, 3, 1. So we're going in a scale in thirds to move our hand down because we're here. 5, 2, 3, 1, stretch. And we want that nice sound connected to the G major chord, then the D7 again, and then G chord. Bar 69, we've got F major chord, G major chord, still G major chord, and then C. We did that one before, that was an A diminished, or because of the right hand, it's a C diminished 7th, because the F sharp's in the right hand, and then still a diminished 7th, we've got the G in the right hand, C sharp diminished 7th, G major, D7, then D7, G, make it nice and slurred. Okay, so I'll try and play it, hopefully still focused. You might have noticed my thumb missed a note in bar 69. Okay, so flick through the video as you need to. Any bit you're trying to work on, you need to just listen to little bits to figure out what the notes are, because there's an awful lot of chromatic notes in this one. Make sure you've got all your crescendos and decrescendos written in and your chords. And as always, learn in small sections. So review the bits of the video you need to. Later on, I will make a video of the whole movement. Obviously, as you can tell, the longer you practice it, no matter how expert you are, your brain needs brain breaks. And so, not sure how long the video is, 25 minutes. So my brain needed a brain break by the end, so I'll take a brain break and I'll record the whole movement so you can hear it in its entirety. Have fun learning the piece.